Hey, what's up everybody and welcome back to another movie review. There's a lot of reasons why a movie can become successful. It's part of a huge franchise, it's got big celebrities, it's got a great marketing campaign, but one of the biggest reasons why a movie can become a success is that it has huge, mind-blowing visuals. And nowhere is that more apparent than the former highest-grossing movie of all time, James Cameron's sci-fi epic, Avatar. Released in 2009, Avatar took the world by storm. Everyone loved the planet, the creatures, the visuals, and of course, the revolutionary computer-generated effects. Effects so advanced that it took James Cameron and his team over a decade to perfect them, and almost as long to perfect the effects for the sequels. Anyway, Avatar takes place in the far future and follows the story of a paraplegic former Marine named Jake Sully. In this time, pollution and overpopulation have turned Earth into a not-so-great place to live, and human beings have begun to colonize a far-off planet called Pandora, which is rich in valuable natural resources. But the planet is already inhabited by blue humanoid aliens called the Na'vi, who don't take kindly to the arrival of humans. Jake's brother was originally meant to go to Pandora to participate in a program that allows humans to transfer their consciousness into artificial bodies made with both human and Na'vi DNA, called avatars. However, Jake's brother was killed before he was supposed to leave Earth, and since the company funding the project had a lot of money riding on it, and since Jake is the only suitable replacement since his genetic structure is so similar to that of his brother, they offer Jake the chance to take his place. Jake accepts, and soon enough he touches down on Pandora and begins learning how to adapt to his new body. After he gets lost in the forest one day, the Na'vi find him and decide to try and teach him their ways. Over time, Jake learns to become one of the Na'vi and ultimately must choose a side in the inevitable conflict between the Na'vi and humans. When this movie first came out, it blew people's minds. Everyone said that watching this movie felt like traveling to another world, and honestly, I think they're kind of right. The effects in Avatar are amazing and actually hold up really well even over 12 years later. It even looks a lot better than most CGI-filled movies today. With that being said though, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like Avatar is a perfect movie. The truth is that Avatar does have its fair share of problems, most notably in its story. Not that the story is bad per se, but it's been done so many times before. It's the environmental story where people who are spiritually connected to nature are fighting people who only care about money and destroy everything. It's a story you've probably heard in Disney movies and after-school specials. And there's also the characters. Not that they're really bad per se, but they're not really that interesting either. But they still are likable enough for you to root for. As I said before, the world that James Cameron created is pretty amazing. It also has a look all its own. You could show someone one frame up from this movie and they would probably guess right away, that's Avatar. The movie also does a great job of making the audience feel like they're on Pandora too, often framing small objects in the foreground and large objects in the background to give off a grand sense of scale. I also have to compliment the soundtrack by James Horner, who also worked with Cameron on Titanic, and he gives us a beautiful sounding soundtrack that fits perfectly with the eye-popping visuals. Although Avatar does certainly have a lot of flaws, it still stands as a groundbreaking piece of filmmaking that completely changed the way movies were made. After Avatar, a lot of movies started using a lot more colorful CGI and 3D effects. Movies also started using motion capture technology to create more believable computer-generated characters. I am very excited to see what James Cameron will give us with the Avatar sequels. And based on the trailer that dropped recently, it looks like it's going to be spectacular. Many on-set stories have told of James Cameron and his crew developing state-of-the-art motion capture technology that would be filmed underwater. They even taught a lot of the cast how to free dive in order to prepare them for the role. But whatever comes next in the world of Pandora, one thing remains clear. Avatar is a one-of-a-kind movie. It's by no means perfect, but it's the result of years' worth of time, money, creativity, and revolutionary technology all coming together to create a cinematic experience like no other. Check it out for yourself, take flight. My name is Riley, and I'll see you next time.